Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're unpacking a massive opportunity that's basically hiding in plain sight. We are looking at the ultimate 2026 roadmap for transitioning into a high-paying cybersecurity career. We're going to explore exactly how to start, how to navigate the market, and how the data says you can literally position yourself in the top 1%. So let's dive right in. 500 plus. Think about that for a second. That is the staggering number of cyber attacks detected every single minute in India alone. When you zoom out to a full year, that scales up to a massive 26.5 crore, or 265 million attacks. The digital battlefield is incredibly active right now, and honestly, there simply aren't enough skilled professionals to hold the line. But hey, that immense challenge? It actually brings us to an incredible opportunity. Because of those relentless attacks, there are over 10 yeah, that's 1 million open cybersecurity positions just sitting empty, waiting to be filled. The demand is massively, and I mean massively, outpacing the supply of talent. Here's our agenda for today. We'll cover the 10 job opportunity, bust some cybersecurity career myths, walk through the 7-step learning roadmap, compare defensive versus offensive security, face the harsh industry truth, and wrap up with the ultimate job hunting hack. Section 1, the 10 job opportunity. A big question on everyone's mind. Will AI steal these jobs? Well, take a look at this real-world scenario. A company in Hong Kong recently lost $25 million after an engineer was tricked into transferring the funds. How did they pull it off? Through a fake video call that used deep fake technology to perfectly mimic the company's CEO. It's wild, right? AI is absolutely being weaponized by attackers to create these highly realistic phishing scams and voice cloning frauds. But here's the catch. Because AI is creating these new, super sophisticated threats, it's actually expanding the cybersecurity field. A massive 73% of cybersecurity professionals agree that AI isn't going to destroy jobs, it's going to create entirely new, specialized roles. Think AI security engineers, a title that barely even existed a couple of years ago. Moving on to Section 2, busting cybersecurity career myths. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Do you absolutely need a degree? According to a massive cybersecurity workforce study by ISC2, 88% of companies face security consequences specifically because of a skills shortage. Notice I said skills shortage, not a degree shortage. In fact, many people with traditional computer science degrees struggle to find jobs simply because they lack hands-on practical abilities. The data clearly shows that professionals from totally diverse backgrounds, like mechanical engineering, civil engineering, or even commerce, can absolutely thrive in this space if they just build the right practical skills. If you can systematically learn those practical skills, the seats are wide open for you. And the reward? It's massive. Professionals who master these highly sought-after skills are earning between 40 to 50 lakhs per annum in India. For sure, it is a highly lucrative, future-proof career path for those who are willing to roll up their sleeves and do the practical work. Section 3, the 7-step learning roadmap. With about 3 to 5 hours of daily study, this path can make you job-ready in roughly 8 to 10 months. Okay, step 1 is your IT foundation. If you're coming from a non-tech background, you really must get comfortable with computers first. Troubleshooting Wi-Fi, installing software, fixing basic hardware issues. It sounds small, but it's a vital base. Step 2 is networking. You can't protect a system if you don't know how the data moves, right? You need hands-on practice with TCP/IP models, configuring firewalls, setting up VPNs, and understanding how routers and switches actually work. Step 3, operating systems. Pick Linux or Windows initially, but eventually you're going to need both. Learn file structures, permissions, and how to check background processes. And then step 4 is coding and AI tools. Now, don't panic. Coding here doesn't mean becoming a hardcore software developer. It just means learning Python or PowerShell for automation. Cybersecurity involves a lot of manual, repetitive work. If you can write a quick script to automate file handling or network checks, you instantly become 10 times more valuable. Plus, get comfortable using AI tools like ChatGPT or Claude to write and analyze these scripts line by line. Once that solid technical foundation is laid, you reach step 5, cybersecurity fundamentals. And it all starts with this absolute core concept, the CIA triad. This stands for confidentiality, integrity, and availability. This is essentially the very backbone of cybersecurity. If you can deeply grasp this framework right now, learning every other complex security concept down the line becomes significantly easier. From there, you need to study exactly how that CIA triad gets compromised. You'll want to learn about common attacks like phishing, where, as we saw, AI is making it way harder to detect fake messages. Then there's malware, which damages systems, DDoS attacks, which overload and shut down servers, and of course, deepfake frauds. Here's a highly effective habit for you to build. Read about one real-world attack from this list every single week. Ask critical questions. How did the attacker get in? What system failed? What tool could have stopped it? Doing this will make you stand out incredibly well in future job interviews compared to candidates who only know the textbook theories.
Section 4. Defensive versus offensive security. This is where you start choosing your specialized path. So to wrap up our 7 steps, we just covered step 5, the fundamentals. Honestly, this is an excellent time to grab a beginner-friendly certification to prove your knowledge. Think along the lines of the CompTIA Security Plus or the Google Cybersecurity Professional Certificate. After that, you choose your path. Step 6 is defensive security, and step 7 is offensive security.
Let's break those down. On the blue team, which is defensive security, your main job is to protect the organization. You'll be monitoring IT infrastructure, analyzing logs, and spotting those sudden spikes in network traffic that usually indicate a breach. And this role is becoming highly AI-driven, using tools to scan millions of logs to find the real threats. On the flip side, the red team, or offensive security, is where you act as an ethical hacker. Your job is to actively attack the company's applications, networks, and cloud infrastructure to find vulnerabilities and weaknesses before the bad guys do.
Section 5, the harsh industry truth. Let's talk about how to really get your foot in the door. Here is the pragmatic reality. 70% of cybersecurity professionals actually come from a general IT background. What that means is, most freshers do not land a job as a glamorous ethical hacker on day one. The path that actually works for the vast majority of people is starting in IT support or as an entry-level SOC, which stands for Security Operations Center, analyst. And listen, this is definitely not a setback. Working as a SOC analyst means you are effectively getting paid to learn. It is quite literally paid training where you get to experience handling real-world attacks. You build a year or 2 of experience here, and then you apply for those high-paying specialized roles. But you're probably wondering, how do you even get that first SOC analyst role without experience? Well, certifications are good for structured learning, but honestly, the market is flooded with people holding certificates but zero actual skills. What you really need is public proof of work. It's fascinating how effective this strategy is. You practice relentlessly on platforms like TryHackMe or HackTheBox, which give you real-world simulated environments. Build up a rank on these platforms, and crucially, every single time you solve a lab, write a short post on LinkedIn explaining the problem and exactly how you fixed it. Providing this public evidence of your hands-on skills is infinitely more valuable to recruiters than just handing them a resume full of basic certifications. Section 6, the ultimate job hunting hack. This one will save you a ton of time and money. Before you go out and buy an expensive course, you really need to look at what the market is actually paying for right now. Here is a step-by-step hack. Go to LinkedIn or Naukri and find 30 fresh job listings for a SOC analyst. Copy all of those job descriptions and paste them into an AI tool like ChatGPT or Claude. Ask the AI to analyze the text and tell you exactly which skills, tools, and certifications are mentioned the most. If a specific skill or tool shows up in 25 out of those 30 job listings, you immediately know the market is actively paying for that skill. That is exactly where you focus your study time. If a certification is only mentioned once or twice, skip it. Make this a monthly habit, and the live job market will literally tell you exactly what you need to learn long before any textbook ever does. And just like that, we've reached the end of our roadmap. We've explored the massive opportunity out there, the practical step-by-step skills you need, and how to reverse engineer the job market using AI. But knowing the strategy is only half the battle. So what does this all mean for you? The real question is, are you ready to move past just watching this explainer and actually start building your public proof of work? The roadmap is clear, but the next move is entirely yours. Thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer, and I seriously can't wait to see what you build.